It's your girl Tish Love. I am here with my co-host / bestie, Thais.
Hey guys.
And we're here with a very special guest, Mr. J. Cobb.
What's happening?
J to the Cobb.
Yes.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up? I'm glad to be here.
Good. We're happy to have you here. Oh, you have to talk closer to the mic. I'm
Let me
sorry.
sit a little
He
bit
too
closer.
cool for school,
Let me sit a little bit
guys.
closer. What's good?
Yeah.
We good. We here to learn about you. Just get to know me.
Okay, we all get to know me.
Yes, we
Let's
we
do
want to
it.
know what's up.
What's up?
So we know your name is J. Cobb. What else do we
Yes.
need to know about you?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah, I live here in New York now.
How
so
long you been living here?
6 years.
Oh, okay.
So
Not
thank
that
you
bad.
guys
you're
for
a native.
allowing me to live here.
Yes.
Yeah, amongst
Yes.
the vibes.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
dope.
Yeah. And I'm classically trained on the piano since the age of 4.
Wow.
So I play multiple different musical instruments. You know what I'm saying? I'm a musician, an artist. I like to say that my life kind of lives in the intersection of music, fashion, film. You know, I'm a creator.
Dope.
Okay, nice.
So you play the piano. That's the only
Yeah.
instrument you play?
No, I actually picked up the bassoon. I played the drums, the xylophone, a little saxophone.
He's
He's a
fancy.
musician.
He's fancy because I never even heard of the
musician.
second one he said. What is that?
Bassoon.
A bassoon?
Bassoon, I know. I think I actually wanted to play it because it was like the weirdest looking instrument, and I started smoking weed at the time, and it kind of looked like a ball, and it was like,
Kinda cool.
hey, go Google that. You know what I mean? It was like this really
Right.
weird thing. So I was always into being a little different. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you a musician with your voice also? Do you sing? Do you rap?
Yeah, absolutely. I just released my debut album, No Filter, available everywhere. Thank you.
Real
Thank you.
round of applause.
My debut album, and I performed hip hop music on that album. But you know, I want to evolve as an artist, and I want to take my fan base on a journey with me. So you know,
Dope.
there's no telling where we go. Yeah.
And you said this was your debut album, so this
Yes.
is your first album.
Yep.
How was the journey making it? What was your inspirations?
Man, just really life. You know, just drawing on different points in my life. So before that, I released an EP, and that was really when I launched myself as an artist
Okay.
and wanted to make this my career.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's dope. So we're gonna get to know you a little bit more, but before
Okay.
we go further, we have 3 songs from you.
Whoa!
So we are going to start off with one of your songs just
Okay.
to move the process along so people can know
Yeah.
what we're talking about
Right.
Okay.
before we get all the way into it.
Let's
So,
do
Mr. Engineer, you ready? You always
get it.
ready. That's why I love you. I don't care what Darnell said, you be ready.
DSN, The Matrix Studios Network.
Yeah.
Yes. So what was that song?
That was good. That's the latest single off the project.
And it's called Good?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was called We Good.
Good, yeah.
But it's just called Good.
I just had to drop the weed.
That's
That's
fine.
implied.
Good.
That's implied. This is good.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So that was definitely hip hop and
Okay.
and rapping,
Okay.
but you also sing on some songs.
Yes.
Nice. You're
I
just
mean,
an
I
overall
mean,
talent.
I mean,
it.
Sing is a stretch, but yeah, I'm going to sing more. I'm gonna sing
There's
more.
melody.
Yeah,
and-
harmony,
and
melody.
harmony and
yes.
melodies.
I don't
I'm
wanna
sorry I'm the latecomer, but hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Oh yeah, Miss D's here now. What do you have to ask, Mr. J. Cobb?
Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit,
You're late.
Michigan.
Oh,
that, you missed
okay, I'm
that.
sorry, I have to ask.
By
I'm
way
late.
of Motown, right?
Yeah, by way of Motown.
I mean, you
exactly.
know, you can be from Detroit but be nowhere near Motown, is what my friend
But he-
Jason tells me.
That's
He's
true.
here.
Yeah, shout out to Detroit though. I have a very good friend of mine
Yeah,
who's
shout
from
out to
Detroit,
Detroit.
my money bitch.
I know.
My bitch I make money with is from Detroit.
Hey.
Shout out to all the Detroit girls.
Who
There
are
you
some of
go.
your Who are some of your influences in the
And don't say Joe Jackson.
Stop
Rest
it.
in
He's
peace.
dead.
Rest
He's
in
dead.
peace.
Yes, Joe is dead.
Hey.
Finally.
Oh, stop.
Finally. No.
That is not the thoughts, views, and opinions of Get to Know
You
Me.
like Joe Jackson?
Absolutely.
Why?
He made the
Jackson, yeah.
look at-
And that's
Look
the
at these
reason you have this
fabulous
wet
kids.
wavy now. I
His
get it.
family loves him. I love him. I mean, who are we to judge?
Shout out Joe Jackson.
Yes,
Shout out
rest in
Joe
peace.
Jackson.
Anyway, who are some of
Shout-
your influences?
You know, everybody from Andre 3000, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, of course, Jay-Z, Nas,
Nice. What about on like the soulful musical
What about
side?
Obi Trice?
Marvin Gaye, Obi Trice, yeah, for sure. Royce da 5'9", but on the soulful side, Michael Jackson,
dope.
definitely Jimi Hendrix, you know what I'm saying? Obviously Bob Marley, Arrested Development,
Yes.
you know. I'm a music
What's
baby.
your
Luther
sign?
Vandross. Huh?
I was gonna ask that too. Your sign.
I'm a Scorpio. November 10th.
Oh, pass your hoes away.
Hey, I play nice.
He's out here to get them.
He plays nice. He plays
Yeah.
nice. So you've been here in New York for 6 years. How are
Yeah.
you liking it so far?
I love New York. I feel very thankful and blessed to be able to live here. It's a lot about
you basically came to pursue music, or
Yeah.
you came to have family?
Yeah.
Like, music
Life.
was your reason to come.
Yeah, life, music.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, pursue the happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
So it's not a temporary state. You're here for good.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
So what's the one thing that, since you've been here, like, you know, you came here for your career,
Yeah.
what's the one thing that you feel like is an advantage because you came to New York over Detroit? What's the one thing that's, like, different? Because Detroit has such a musical history that you can basically, like, be there and still, I know they see me, be there and, you know,
Yeah.
have a good music career.
Yeah.
What you hear.
You know, when I was living in Detroit, Detroit's a very segregated place.
Oh, is it?
And it has been for a long time. And like now you see obviously a lot of money being infused into it. So there's a lot of gentrification happening. But I still don't think you can't get the diversity that you get in New York City
Anywhere
in
else.
Detroit. Maybe anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So like that's really the most important thing is that I can take adventures, and this city is new to me every single day. It's just a matter of what stop I get off of on the subway. You know what I'm saying? And I can touch and talk to different people.
Right.
You can't get that everywhere. It's
Everywhere.
special here.
And like there's a lot of different places with a lot of different people, but the melting pot here is like
Yeah.
no other. Like everywhere
Right,
else
New
is
York-
kind of segregated.
New
you
York
know?
is different, like streetwise. Like
Yeah.
you could be on one block and go to the next block is totally different.
Totally
Totally
different.
different.
Right.
Oh no,
I love
yeah.
Like a whole different world.
Every borough
Yeah.
is different, and every street in
A
itself
train
is
stop is
different.
different.
Right.
Right. That's what he's saying.
And
yeah.
and even in like there's different sections of every borough.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
you're in Chelsea, it's totally different than being in Times Square. It's totally different than
Right,
being in
and it's
Greenwich
only a
Village.
couple of
and-
blocks away from each
yeah,
other. Right.
you know, you can walk, but you're like, okay, now I'm in Chelsea.
Right.
You know, it's a
And
different.
it's seamless. When you are walking, like the transitions are almost seamless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, New York is no place.
Like the
New York.
projects in Detroit stick out. The projects in New York are just amongst everything else around.
Right. You go down.
They
to-
don't stick out. They don't. It's not like a scene. It's not like, oh
Yeah.
shit,
Don't
if
look
you
like
get
no
caught
Yo.
on the project, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
It doesn't look
Don't
like
go
juvenile
that
first.
way.
Right.
But the people will tell you not to go to those projects.
Right.
Because, you know, I had some friends come here from Baltimore and, you know, we go past the high schools and the schools and they're like, what is that? Like a social security building? And I'm like, no, that's a school. They're like, damn, that's like a, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is different here. I love New York City. I like the West Coast too. Have you
Yeah.
been to LA?
Yes, I cut a couple records out in LA. Yeah, I like LA
You
for sure.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Absolutely. But you stuck with New York. You can't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what's your 5-year, 10-year plan? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I see myself having a successful brand. So Cobb myself is a brand. It's a lifestyle. And I look to unveil more of that to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Unveil more of that to you guys.
Right.
So I look at, selling merchandise, hosting events and experiences for people, giving back to my community, giving back to the youth, opening up different sort of I don't know, whether it's, teaching entrepreneurial skills or teaching music production or whatever, but I'm gonna have some sort of creative center that just
Do
allows
you like to
people
teach about
create.
cannabis oils and stuff like that?
Yeah,
'Cause I
absolutely.
get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can teach the piano?
Yeah, but I probably would hire somebody to teach piano. I wanna think big. I wanna teach kids how to dream and how to take a dream and then say, okay, how are we gonna put the steps in place to actually
Very
create
smart.
that? Right? Because
Yeah.
me being a musician was a dream, but now I distilled it down for me to be sitting here amongst y'all.
Exactly.
So you kind of want to be the Professor X of music.
But not just music, it's a mindset.
everything,
Don't say,
like a
it's a
lifestyle,
lifestyle.
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm a DIY type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna roll
yeah.
my sleeves up
Not
and get it
just
done.
Almost like
I
a
don't
life
wait.
skills class or
Yeah.
something like yes.
Yeah.
So I know that you're an artist and you're sensitive about your shit.
Oh, good one, sis. Oh, she must have drunk some funny juice today.
No, but I have a question that's not really about the art. Just in today's society, how do you feel about the politics of America, of the world, and what's going on outside of art? Because I feel like it has, artists are sensitive and they take a lot in. So of course your environment, the things you go through, it comes through and out from your art.
Yeah.
So are the politics and the craziness that's going on in the world, is it affecting your art?
If I said no, I think that I would be
A liar.
ignorant and a liar. But to be honest, I try not to pay attention to it too much because it's
so
a lot of
hard,
noise
though.
and it's a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
And I have like such a bigger responsibility not to be distracted and, you know, tweet the wrong thing to the community I'm
Right.
building. You know what I'm saying? Or like
I
do
feel
something
you.
that's a knee-jerk reaction responding to something that is out of my control, but it's not out of my control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think that the people who made the decisions to put this situation in place, they got to watch this shit play out. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's starting to be like oil and water. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I'm just going to keep creating it for the people that believe in what I'm doing.
That's dope. I feel like as artists, it's such a fine line because do you voice your opinion? Do you keep it to yourself? Do you let it out in art? Do you feel like you have a responsibility to do either or? And I can tell, like me as a host and a personality,
Yeah.
that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed
Yeah.
to say fuck Trump because that's what I mean.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word. And there's gonna be another personality that's going to say, no, I love Trump, you know, and that's where we can go back and forth because this is America, and thank God, you know, there's other places in the world where you can't do that.
Well, make
But-
no mistake, I'm on your side.
Right.
Let's not get it twisted.
I'm
Let's
trying
not
to-
sell this
I'm
shit.
trying to
Yeah.
recruit
Let's just get that
people.
clear. Okay, anyway, let's keep that moving.
But that's what we, you know, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michigan kind of voted him in.
They did. That's why I'm in New York. Now,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I
I'm
gotta
an
get the hell outta
ambassador.
here.
I gotta go back there and save my people, man.
Right,
You already know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So we have more music from you, so we're going to get
Okay.
into your second joint. You don't even know what it is.
Okay.
We're going to let the engineer surprise us, and then you're going to come
Is
back and
he
let
an
us know what
engineer?
it's
Is
about.
that what you guys are calling him?
He
now?
is an engineer.
I don't. When did he graduate to that?
He is an engineer. Shut up.
They need a program director along with this engineer, just to let you know. Engineers come with program directors.
Oh my God.
DSN. The Matrix Studios Network.
I just got it. Yes, Mr. J. Cobb. That was your second. Are these singles or are these just music
On
that
the
you
album.
put now?
They're on the album, and I think each one of them could fly as a single.
Yeah.
They have been singles. Those two
This
have
was
been
definitely a different vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the name of this one? Tell us about it.
singles. Why not? Spelled with a K. And it was just pushing myself to like do something different, like something jazzy, something soulful, something more like on your heels flow. You know what I'm saying? But also right in there. You know what I mean?
What inspired you to
So
make
silly.
these songs into an album? Because I'm sure you've done other music. I'm sure these are not your only.
Well, since it was my debut album, I wanted to give my fan base, which is extremely weird, something that's very diverse. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that way somebody could find something on the album that they really liked and they clung to. And that's pretty much how it's been rocking. Like every time I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have put that song on there. Someone's like, that's my favorite record. You know what I'm saying? And
Right. So you just show the diversity.
yeah. And then maybe my next album will have more of a cohesive storyline through it or something.
Okay.
It's not giving you your traditional what you would think would come out of Detroit because that's that New York, sauce.
Yeah.
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 That New
He's
York
been here
pizza.
for 6
The
years.
sauce.
The
The
sauce.
sauce.
He's got
The
the
sauce. Is it
That's
the
that
sauce
New York
or the
pizza.
sauce?
You get what I'm saying?
The sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Every like borough and every part of New York has its own little accent. I remember going away and somebody was like, "You're from the Bronx." I'm like, "What the?"
How did they
Right.
know that?
Yeah, like, and my cousins are from Brooklyn, and we were like in Virginia, and they was like, "Y'all from Brooklyn? Y'all you from the Bronx?" Swear to God.
They can
Like,
hear
y'all
it.
study this?
Right. That's
It
crazy.
was
It
a
might have
little
been your
weird.
outfit.
Huh?
It might have been your outfit.
You're from Haiti. We do this when we don't have company, baby. We have company. So what motivated you to make this album? Like why did you sit down and say it's time for me to put out an actual project as opposed to just
The EP.
EPs or a song?
So I started my own record label. It's an independent record label called Stone Group Records.
Right, you just do
and
it.
a publishing
He's
company.
from Detroit.
And I signed
Right.
myself to that
Yeah.
label. And
Right.
so, just to show people like, okay, I did an EP first. I dropped that project May 22nd, 2015. I took a year to build on socials because people didn't understand why my music sounded a certain way, but then my numbers on my accounts looked a certain way. So I had to build over there. You know what I'm saying? And then I just went into the studio and cranked out this project. And I before I knew it, it was finished. And I was like, oh shit! Like we had 16 records. We cut 5 of them to make it 11. And I said, you know what? I know people don't do albums anymore, but who the fuck is to
now
tell me
it's
they
coming
don't
back.
do
Right,
albums?
right,
Like here's an
Drake
album.
Drake just did a double album. Like a double CD, so it's coming back.
And I just want to say, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Drake after the blackface, but I that kind of went away today after I looked at the last song on side B.
March 14th.
There you have it. Oh, look at you.
Oh God!
So
That's
albums,
just for you,
I
guys.
can't wait.
So albums
He
are
heard
popping
me.
again.
He heard me.
Oh God!
He heard us.
Don't fall for him, Drake.
Champagne Poppy, you heard us.
God.
Do you have like a Poppy name? Because you're like,
J. Cobb.
That's his.
Yeah, Jay.
you
that's
know
not
what?
his Poppy's name. That's not a Poppy.
His name is Drake. It's not Champagne Poppy. It's just that on Instagram.
Okay.
Sorry to bust your bubble, but J. Cobb is a dope name.
we have
It's a dope
company.
artist. That's
Thank
your
you.
that's your name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's like your government.
No. It's close.
Right. Okay. Okay.
It's close. Yeah, I didn't really want to go by anything other than something that was an extension of me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
'Cause
That
A lot of what you get from me is authenticity.
I know
Look
that's
at that.
He's
You
a
are very
Scorpio. He
confident.
doesn't know any other way. Okay. Shout out to all the Scorpios out there.
Scorpio.
The sauce. The sauce.
Now he's gonna go in the
can't even
studio
say
and he's
sauce
gonna
right
make
now.
a song called The Sauce.
The sauce.
Sauce.
For any accomplished and successful artist, I know that they cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
It's usually a team. So how many people are on your team? Who's consistent? Who does your team consist of?
Yeah.
And how long have you had your team?
Shout out to my team. Thank you guys. I couldn't do it without you. So it consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's soon to be 7, but right now 5. 5
Nice.
people. And that's attorneys, publicists. You know what I'm saying? My digital team, my business manager, creative director. And
Do
then-
any of them have dual titles?
No,
Everybody's
I've
different.
tried that. It didn't work so well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
more. I think it's better if people focus.
On
Yeah,
what they're...
and sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta try stuff, see if it works out, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't, you move on. That's elevation and growth, so that's dope. But
Yeah.
I
Lightning bolt.
definitely know when I see somebody that comes in here and they're put together and they know what they're talking about and their music is going and it makes sense. It's like there's a team.
Yes.
You know, because it's hard for one person. You'd still be doing what you were doing last year
Yes.
if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
So I like to shout out to teams because it's not
Hey,
just the person
teams.
up here.
Yeah.
Support your friends.
Support your friends.
Support
your
does
team.
not cost.
So we have one last song we're gonna get into,
Okay.
and then we're gonna come back and see what else you want to talk about. If you have
Okay.
anything that you want to tell your supporters, our
sure.
supporters, and where to find you.
All right.
But we're gonna get into one more.
Let's do it.
DSN. The Matrix Studios Network.
Right now. Yeah. Right
J. Cobb, absolutely.
now. You mad with the
So what was
swag?
that? What was that song called right now?
That song is called
Just
K.
now.
This is called K11.
Okay.
So wait, so the
Right
songs don't have.
right.
So the songs don't have anything to do with the titles, basically.
Not all the time, no.
I know that's
No.
right. Why,
One,
why
because
not?
it's like I'm trying to create my own language too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I got people that say like, oh, I'll be over there K11. So I'll be over there right now. You know what I'm saying? So then, or it's like,
They know.
yeah, they know. They know.
Now we know.
So
Now
then the
we
lighting.
know.
Yeah, right now.
But is there a backstory about that or no? Just leave it alone.
Yeah, I wrote the record, and then I looked on the computer what the beat was called, and it was K11.
Oh, okay.
So then
So
I
now
just put
K11
parentheses
means
in right now.
Right now.
Right.
In
I thought it was a new drug.
I thought it was too. That's why I liked it. It was like the new
He would
drug,
love it. He
K12,
needs
yeah.
more.
No, I don't need any more drugs. I'm not even on drugs.
Are
I
you
dib and
saying
I
that for the
dab. Is
camera?
that what it's called in New York?
Dibble
A
and
nosh.
dabble.
I take a nosh.
You
Nah.
dibble and dabble.
Yeah, a nosh.
Okay, let me see a pinky.
When you be like, you need something. I don't have nails. You need something to nosh on. You get it?
Oh, okay.
So stupid.
Nosh.
Well, anyway, we appreciate you
Mouse.
coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Tell your supporters whatever else you need them to know that we didn't get to.
Yo, Well, first and foremost, all my supporters, let's thank Gett2KnowMe radio show, The Matrix Studios.
Yeah.
Your beautiful host. Yeah, that's them.
And
Follow
then
them.
Him too, yes.
Thank them. And then obviously all my fans, friends, family, thank you guys. Much love, much support. You can follow me at This Is J, just the letter period, Cobb on Instagram. This is J Cobb on Twitter, everywhere. And The J Cobb is my website. So.
Dope.
Let's
Do you
get
have
it.
any shows that's coming up? Or?
Yeah, shows are in the making. We're trying to go on the tour and tour some of this music. So stay tuned. Definitely follow my Facebook so you can keep up with everything I'm doing at This Is J Cobb.
There you go. I can tell you're gonna be a dope performer.
I
Exactly.
appreciate it.
Don't forget the little people.
Right.
No.
Because we all had those bitches, Cardi B, and all these bitches come through here and all that kind of stuff. And they get pregnant by these late ass rappers and they don't come back. Remy
Yo, I'm
Martin
coming
got
back.
tattoos, she don't come back. It's just something about you motherfuckers when you get big, you don't
J
come
Cobb's
back.
gonna come back,
I'm
right?
coming back,
We
yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you
If
so
none,
much.
I'm just gonna make rumors in the media about you. You're gonna have to come back.
Hey!
Right. He's like, okay, on that note.
K11.
K11.
He was in
K11.
11.
Right now.
We appreciate you. We wish you the
Thank
best.
you.
We're gonna follow each other on Instagram and
Let's get
become
it.
one big family. And let us know what you have going on. We'll put it on
I
our
would
page
love that.
and keep supporting you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace.